So I just thought I would share my out-of-body experience. Astral travel, it's kind of, I guess, confusing for some people, but it's about the same thing, I'd say. But I had multiple different experiences. 6 years ago or so, I've been fighting this feeling to what now I know the vibration state, but at the time I didn't. And I kept feeling this feeling when I'd be about sleeping, and then I'd feel this feeling of being like electrocuted from the inside, and it was actually terrifying, and I thought my heart was messed up or something inside was messed up. And then I'd have these things happen where I'd be sleeping in a dream, and in my dream I would all of a sudden like fall down and be kind of like paralyzed, and things would start to go black, and I'd get like a heaviness rushing in my chest or in my head, and I could kind of like fight out of it. Well, um, it was about quite a few months ago. um, I started to have these feelings again, and I always had these feelings from the past 6 years, but just kept fighting them off. But I come to learn that I guess it's part of the process of what these experiences are, and I gave in to this feeling a while back, and I got the vibration state, and I just let go of having fear, and I started seeing like white flashes in front of my eyes, and that feeling of like electrocution on the inside, like being electrocuted, and it started to like dissipate, and I had my covers over my head looking towards my wall, and everything kind of settled down, and the flash in front of my eyes stopped, and everything went black, and it was a bit scary. So after that had stopped, I figured I was still just laying there with my eyes closed because everything settled, and then all of a sudden I could see my wall, and I figured I was actually like looking at it like through my eyes. But so I sat up and went to the side of the bed, and I turned over to realize myself was laying there under the bed, like under the covers, and I was snoring really heavy, and I was pretty like dumbfounded, but I realized I was out of my body, and it was pretty amazing. So I got up and I tried to talk, and like no words came out. So then I felt like there was no way to talk because you're in this other like dimension or parallel reality. So I know that I could like talk like telepathically, because I could like think of like the thoughts, or think of whatever I was trying to say, and like I could just, it's hard to explain, but I could feel like they were being expressed like telepathically, whatever I was trying to say. So, and it's like instant, like anything you think, it manifests instantly. So I thought of like going outside my house, and I like floated, like levitated kind of, as it seems, and like not walking, like floated down the hallway, went through the door. And that was interesting too, because there was a moment, like a split second, when I was up against the door, to where I felt the pressure in between the door, and it was just like popped right through it, and it was just like instantly, like a split second. It was so wild. And I was standing outside, and I looked up at the sky, and then I think I had the thought of floating or going up higher, and I started coming up off the ground, and I was probably like 5 feet up in the air, and I kind of got nervous, so I came back down slowly, and then I looked to my right at a window and kind of floated up in the air again, how I was, but like long ways, and then came back down, and then I wanted to go back inside my house, so I came to the door, and all of a sudden when I thought of the door, I was automatically on the other side inside my room. And then I made my way past the kitchen, like back into where my bed is, and I immediately, like when I seen my body, thought of my body, I immediately woke up underneath the covers, like fully awake. And I noticed like when you wake up from like dreaming or sleeping, you're kind of like groggy, and waking up like, oh man, like whoa, like. But this was completely like aware. When I woke up, I was fully like awake, like somebody like tapped me and like just got my awareness, and I was like fully awake, and it was so wild. So that was kind of like one of my main uh, astral travels, I guess, or out of body experiences. But I thought I'd share that. So there's a lot more. I'll probably share some more once I start getting the hang of telling these stories. But that's about my first real like out of body experience.